What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to today's Euro Watch Along. England taking on Scotland in a massive clash of the home nations. Look, a lot of people believe England are going to walk away with this. I don't think it'll be so straightforward for England, although, look, you do have to make them favourites. But the group is shaping up interestingly. Pleasure to be with you all today. Appreciate you taking the time to be with us. As always, this stream has been brought to you with association with our sponsors, Boyle Sports. And just a reminder about Boyle Sports, fantastic £10 or €10 no-lose offer. Place a single on any market in the Boyle Sports app around the England game. If it doesn't come up for you, Boyle Sports will refund your money as a tenner free bet. Please gamble responsibly, and that offer is open to UK and Irish residents, age 18 plus. Kevin, how are you? Avanish, how are you? English, George, Michael, Philip, David Newell, Liam Cotter. Lovely to see you guys in the chat. Well done to those who choose to watch the go. Come on, Robbo, lad, said Nathan. Yeah, well done. Well done. Declan Rice is a snake, says Ryan Marin. Do you know, I didn't say that, Ryan, but I'm saying nothing, my man. I'm saying nothing. How are we all? Glad to be here with you, honestly. Every time it's great being on other channels and doing bits and pieces, but it's nice to be home. It's nice to be in the big comfortable chair, because I've got to be honest, when I'm doing the watch-alongs, as much fun as they are on another channel, and I have to use a computer chair, the old back does be hurting me, I won't lie. But so having the throne back is great. I'm looking forward to this one. I really am. Obviously, as somebody who has no team in this tournament, I can sit back and just watch it unfold and enjoy the football. But I'm intrigued to see how this game goes tonight. And look, we'll run through the starting 11s in a moment's time for everybody that hasn't seen them yet, although I'm sure that you have. Right, let's have a little look-see. Have a little look who we've got starting. Right, so England have gone for Pickford, Reece James, John Stones, Tyrone Mings, and Luke Shaw comes in at left back. Then it's Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips in the holding role in that midfield. Phil Foden, Mason Mount, Raheem Sterling and Harry Kane make up the starting 11 today for Gareth Southgate's men. For Scotland, it's David Marshall, Scott McTominay, Grant Hanley, Kieran Tierney, Andy Robertson, McGregor, Billy Gilmore, McGinn, O'Donnell, Dykes and Che Adams. So interesting. I mean, I know we've got some Scottish people that'll be watching. What are you guys feeling about this one? Do you give yourselves a chance? David Newell said, done a crazy £1 bet, got McGinn to score first with a draw at half time and England to win 3-2. 650 to 1. I mean, the Milky Bars are on you, David, if that one comes up, my friend. Julian said, you're such a lovely man. Thank you, Julian. I mean, I've chilled out. I've mellowed a little bit as the years have gone by, definitely. But I've loads of fun. Why? Who do I want to win the Euros if not England? I don't really want anybody to win it. I just want to enjoy the games. I mean, I've no anti anybody or pro anybody. I just want to see how the games unfold. And I mean, hang on a minute here. The Graves let's just get himself a new set of teeth, or have I missed something? Because those teeth are looking Bobby Firmino-esque there for Mr. Souness. Fair play, he's looking well. Very well indeed. Craig, do I hate Manchester City? Hate is a very strong word. Do I hope they never win the Champions League? Absolutely. But no, I don't hate. I enjoy watching good footballers, and they have some good footballers. We can talk about the structure of the club and stuff, but that's a whole different conversation. Kevin reckons Harry Kane to score first. I mean, I'm telling you guys about a bet I have on around Kane, Lukaku and Ronaldo, all of them to score 4 or more in the competition, and Harry Kane's the only one that hasn't got off the mark yet. The other two are on 2 weeks, so be interesting to see if Harry Kane can score today. Someone said England or Scotland, said Ball McPrebin. I'm a neutral, mate. I don't really, I mean, I'd like to see Scotland cause it a bit of an upset. It would certainly shake things up, and I'd have great fun, absolutely bantering the shit out of Goldbridge if Scotland do get something from the game. Is Hendo fit? He's not on the bench. No, I'm looking at the wrong team. Yes, he is on the bench, sorry. I was looking at the wrong side of the oak. Yeah, he's on the bench, but he's not starting. I reckon Mount will score, said RSH14. I want Denmark to win the Euros, said Ball. They're in. They're going to struggle to get out of the group, mate. They'll definitely need the full 3 points in the last game and hope that they could perhaps go through as one of the best third place teams. Go on, Craig. Hate a strong word. I like to say dislike a lot. Yeah, it is a strong word. And I save that for people and things that I genuinely do hate, mate. Who's better, Mount or Foden? I don't like the thing where we compare players because I think they all have different attributes. What I will say is they're both fantastic players. if I had to take one to put into the Liverpool side, I'd take Phil Foden, because I think he would be more what we kind of need. Although Mason Mount, again, a quality footballer. Any new transfer targets? The same old story, Cole. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be sitting here talking, well, not tonight, obviously, because we're doing this, but I'll be sitting talking about paper talk. Isaac looked well again today for Sweden. Obviously, we know that Daka is going to Leicester City. Is it Daniel Malin? You know, I don't know is the answer, mate, but I'm intrigued as much as everybody else to see how it works out. Craig, any update on subscriber only chat? I will never... Oh, sorry, subscriber only. Sorry, mate. It's not on our account yet. And with these things, when they do put them out on YouTube, they kind of do it bit by bit in stages. So they'll give it a trial of it to a certain amount, and then it'll get rolled out. And I'm hoping it's there before the new season kicks off, mate. Where do you think Ramos will go? I was saying to Goldbridge earlier on, would he take him at United? Because you could see the kind of Thiago Silva influence that he had on Chelsea. And I wonder, you know, it is short-term thinking, but I think he might end up in the Premier League. Be interesting. It will be interesting because he will be on pretty high wages. So if he doesn't end up in the Premier League, maybe somewhere in Italy, perhaps. Someone says Sevilla, but I wonder, David, could they afford to pay him? What he'd be asking for? I mean, maybe because he could have an emotional attachment to Sevilla, perhaps maybe he'd take a bit less money, but he was wanted a decent deal to finish up his career out at Real Madrid. So what do I think of Ipswich? My uncle is an Ipswich fan, funnily enough. I don't really have too many thoughts about the Tractor Boys, to be honest, mate. I can't, I'll be honest, I haven't paid much attention to them in recent years. Will I be streaming tonight? No. I've done a watch along on That's Football earlier on today with Mark Goldbridge. I just pretty much finished up on that a while ago. Went out to the back garden, had a bottle of water and some air, and came back inside to do this watch along, mate. So no, unfortunately, I won't be doing a stream tonight. And tomorrow I will be. I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow. I know I'm on That's Football tomorrow night for the Spain game. I'm doing that one solo over there. So you know, come over and show some love. Craig, how did I feel when Sterling left Liverpool? I didn't like the BBC thing and the way he went about that, but I've always said I understand it from a footballing perspective, because if you look at where Liverpool were, Kloppo wasn't at the club at that time, and you know, we weren't going in the right direction, and then in came this club with a very big offer, and 50 million at the time was an extremely big offer. So I can understand how he had his head turned and why he went. And look, I think if you ask him, bar the Champions League, he'll say the decision paid off. He'll look back at his career and he's loads of trophies, and nobody can argue with that. But, you know, would I have him back? I think they're a better value in the market, but I don't feel as strongly about him as I do about a certain Brazilian who left. Am I doing the Euro Fantasy? No, I was so bad at the Premier League one, buddy, that I said no, I'll just give it a miss. Plus, I don't really have the time. I'm so busy over the past few weeks. I haven't had a day off in, I don't know, how long, for making stuff. And tomorrow was supposed to be my day off, but then I was asked to do a game on That's Football, so of course I want to go over there and help the guys out. Imagine Sterling under Klopp. I know, and the thing about Raheem Sterling is he's a confidence player, and he doesn't seem to have his confidence up at Manchester City at the minute, although maybe the goal he scored for England the other day might help lift his confidence again. Do I want Neuhaus or give Curtis Jones a chance? I don't think the two are mutually exclusive, dude. So I want Jude Bellingham, let me put that out there front and foremost, but it won't be this summer. So Neuhaus, I don't know too much about him other than the usual stuff that people have told me, and you know, the few little clips I've seen, but there does seem to be genuine interest in Neuhaus. Now, I don't think any of that will block the pathway for Curtis Jones, because let's not forget, we also lost Lallana at one point, so I always felt that Curtis Jones took up that squad place. So, and again, Gini Wijnaldum has left this summer, so I think it'll be interesting to see. If we don't sign a midfielder this summer, if we don't, I'm even more convinced that we're going to try and go big for Bellingham. I still think we have a bit of a surprise up our sleeve this window. I don't know what it might be. I'm not trying to hint that I have information or anything, but I just get the feeling we might have something up our sleeves. What are your thoughts about FSG? I'll never go back on I can't forgive them after the Super League stuff. I can't. But I also like to think of myself as a rational, reasonable person, and there's been good and bad. When it's been bad, it's been pretty bad, to be fair. But they have built a main stand. They are doing the Annie Road end. They did build a new training complex. They did give us Klopp. We have won a Premier League and a Champions League. But I would like to see them open the purse strings a bit more. I'm definitely a fan that feels like we could be go a bit stronger in the market. That's one thing I will say. But the question comes is, if I sit here and go, oh, I'm FSG out, get out, get out, get out. Well, the worry is who comes next. Because the last thing we want is a Glazer type situation or a Kroenke type situation. You know, those type of owners that fans really just don't enjoy at their clubs. So, yeah, it's kind of... If there was an ideal owner there, would I want them to sell? Yes, I would. Will Robbo play well tonight? I have no idea. I mean, it is rainy there at Wembley, so the pitch will be slick anyway, so I imagine you've got to be careful with your challenges, particularly early doors. What do I think about Coman? I don't really believe the links, Bob, to be honest with you, mate. They certainly are there, but I don't really believe them, if I'm being entirely honest. Who's the priority centre mid? I would say it's Neuhaus at this rate. I've never really... Maybe it's just because I'm a bit wary about signing players from Italy, but I was never really in the Pellegrini thing. I didn't really... I never really felt that there was much to that. So I would say Neuhaus is probably the most likely. Basuma I would have been more confident on towards the end of the season, but seeing the price maybe being 50 million again, I just think very unlikely. Tielemans' links are still there. I just don't think we'll pay what it would take to get him out of Leicester. And if we did sign Yuri Tielemans, seeing what he's done in the Euros as well, on top of the good season he's had with Leicester, look, I'd be very happy about it. But then I pretty much have convinced myself we're not signing Bellingham. And I really do want us to go and sign Bellingham. Here comes Robbo now to lead out the Scottish team. This is a massive game, obviously, for both countries. Scotland need probably realistically at least a draw from this if they're to then maybe go and beat Croatia or try and beat Croatia in the last game to have any hope of getting out of the group. Have I heard about Mondi talking to Mbappe about a move to Man City because they're best friends? That won't influence anything, mate, to be fair. You know, Kylian Mbappe's move will be influenced by things other than... And don't forget, now I'm not saying this is impossible, but he is a Nike athlete and Man City are a Puma club. Now I'm not saying that there can't be crossover there, of course there can. But I wouldn't read too much into it, mate. I'm as intrigued as anyone, though, to see what happens with Kylian Mbappe this summer. Danny Olmo to Liverpool. Oh, I do like Danny Olmo. Sorry, I think we had this conversation the other day. He's a fine footballer. So Avanish has gone 2-0 to England. Again, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to have a little punt on the game, you still have 5 minutes or so to get over to Boyle Sports and take up their famous 10 quid no lose offer on all England games throughout the Euros. If you go in and place a tenner on any market around the England games, it doesn't come up for you. Boyle Sports will refund your money as a tenner no lose free bet. So you get a free bet if it doesn't come up. Bit of a swing and a miss. It happened to me last week, as I said. I did lose the original one, but I did turn the free bet into a few quid, which was nice. And of course, if you do open up a new account with Boyle Sports as well, deposit your first tenner, place your first bet, you'll receive at least another tenner free bet there as well. All those offers open to UK and Irish residents, age 18 plus. And here comes the most important part. Please, please, please always gamble responsibly. Right, favourite rival player. It's got to be De Bruyne, Tom, hasn't it? It's got to be. And Kante. De Bruyne and nobody could not like N'Golo Kante. I mean, who doesn't have a bit of love for N'Golo Kante? Souček to Liverpool. I don't know if that's just you saying it'd be a good fit, Tom, or I've seen Liverpool links to Italy's Berardi. I haven't. I've seen some stuff about Barea, which you know I'd be very excited about. Nicola Barea, he's a fine footballer. Why is the England-Scotland game in like 180p? Is it? I don't know. I'm watching it on ITV HD. It's also on RTE as well, I think, if you're in Ireland. So Souček could be good at Liverpool. He's a good midfielder, Tom. I mean, you know, he's a powerhouse in that midfield, but you know, I think he's probably happy at West Ham. Do I like Pogba's playing style? No, it drives me demented watching Paul Pogba week in and week out. He's saying, I'm not denying that at his best he is absolutely quality, but I said this to Goldbridge the other day. I feel that he takes too much out of the ball at times, like he wants to prove that he's able to hold players off and he has that upper body strength, but when he's moving forward, so when he's driving forward with the ball, he glides across the pitch at times. Pogba or KDB? KDB every day of the week. Absolutely, not even a thought process about it. Damon said, love your page, Craig. You'll never walk alone from Canada. Thank you, buddy, and much love back to you. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video as well. Robertson looks exhausted. I can't... He doesn't... To me, that's not a look of exhaustion. That's the look of a fucking lunatic. I think he's filled full of emotion and adrenaline right now, and, you know, you have to control those emotions, particularly in big games like this, which means a lot to both countries, obviously. You've got to use that emotion, but you've got to temper it as well, so you don't want to be picking up yellow cards early doors or in games like this. KD, Bree, N'Golo Kante or Kimmich? Look, De Bruyne is like Gerrard to me, and that's why I also like Bellingham, by the way. So they're all fine midfielders, Peanut Lord. The three of them are all absolutely exquisite players. Liz Golden there with the Anfield agenda emojis. You love to see it. If you want to become a member, you can join hitting the blue join button. You can look at the link in the description of the stream as well. But look, let's just concentrate on the game today. Let's have a bit of fun, see how this one works out. Sarah Marshall with the first super chat of the day. Thank you, Sarah. Jeannie gone defender in. We have 25 full man squad for the Premier League. Who would miss out right now? Good question. Well, you can always move around the younger players, don't forget, as well. So, you know, academy players and stuff like that, I don't think count up that 25-man squad. Who would move out? I'd say we're going to move on a few. So I'd say Origi, Shaqiri are probably going to move on. Wilson, of course, who wasn't in our Premier League squad this season. And we are bringing back Elliott as well, though. So it's a good question. And definitely one I'll have a little think about. But I would say Origi and Shaqiri off the top of my head are probably the most likely. De Bruyne or Bellingham? Bellingham, because of the age thing. Because you've just got his whole career ahead of him. Whereas De Bruyne, you know, he's at the prime of his career right now, let's say. What's your Ireland team? I don't know what you mean by the question, as in who do I support in Ireland, or what would be my lineup from 1 to 11 for the Irish national team. If it's the latter one, then I don't know. If it's the first one, Shelburne. Inter needs money. We need a midfielder. Go all out for Barea. They do look like that. You're right. They absolutely do need money. You're spot on there. But they are going to sell Hakimi, which is going to free up a good chunk of cash. But I'd love Barea. I really would. Will Cade Gordon be in our first team squad next season? It's an intriguing question, Addison. Now, Jack Gill is probably the right person to ask that question, because Jack does a lot of stuff around the academy and keeps a track of all those players. But I don't see any reason why not. You know, genuinely, that one has me stumped a little bit, because it's a very, very good question. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away from kick-off at Wembley in a very, very important game. As always, great to have you guys with us. Craig Army! Thank you, Cobb Cadet. Your check's in the post, mate. Well, actually, you've sent me with money. There you go. So, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. I feel like... Oh, it's official. Joanne's put the onset super sticker in. How are you, Joanne? I hope yourself and Callum are well. Yeah, I mean, God, the last few months have been a bit of a blur for me and the channel. I mean, I think we're going from strength to strength around the Liverpool stuff, and there is some other stuff that could potentially be happening throughout the season as well, which you probably get where I'm going with it. Like, I don't know if I'll be doing extra stuff next year. Let's just put it that way. Craig is easily the best Liverpool fan. Tom, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I'm so used to getting trolled and abused that it's been very strange seeing people say nice stuff lately. But it's been refreshing. I mean, it certainly filled me full of a lot more confidence. Do I like Scotland? Of course I do, Zach. How could you not like Scotland and Scottish people, mate? Of course I do. I saw that we signed a young African player, but I forgot his name. I don't think we did. If that's the guy you're talking about, the Dakawa or whatever, it's not Daka, but something Awa. We were linked to him with 1.5 million and potentially loaning him back to where was he going to go on loan? I think it was Lisbon, if my memory's right, mate. But I don't know if that transfer ever happened. Right, we're underway. We're underway at Wembley. Scotland playing from left to right in the first half. They launch the ball out right hand side. Immediately they get a touch in it, but it goes out for a throw, and there's an England player down straight away here inside the first 10 seconds. Luke Shaw, I think it is, that's down. Let's have a little look. Dykes goes up. He did catch an arm to the face, I think, there, Shaw, did he? Certainly not an elbow, it's a hand to the face, if anything. Brian Miller, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, my man. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Hope to see you in the Discord group soon. The link, you'll see it, mate, on the community tab of the YouTube channel. Right, here we go. We're back underway anyway. England try and go over the top to Raheem Sterling, but it's put out by Scotland. It'll be a throw into England left-hand side. Fatawu, that was the guy. Thank you, Addison. Yes, his name was Abdul Fatawu. Yes, I don't know if the signing is happening, has happened, but I know that from what I read on it, that if it did happen, he'd be going on loan till he gained a work permit, basically. And I think Lisbon was the club that he was supposed to be going on loan to. What have we got here? Yeah, thank you very much for that one. Right, Scottish keeper launches it long. Ball bounces. It'll be interesting to see if Scotland can get the first goal in this game. It'll be a very interesting game indeed. Rice now moves the ball across, gives it to Tyrone Mings. Luke Shaw's available left side, he gives it out to him. Shaw now gets his head up. Nothing on, so he goes back to Tyrone Mings. See, this is why I love our community, Brian. I like to Liz there saying welcome in. They're a very, very, and Joanne as well. Yeah, great bunch. Damon said, Craig, who's your top 3 Liverpool managers since 2000? I think you've got them right, mate. In the order. I'd go that order as well. Foden tries the ball down right hand side, looking for the run of Calvin Phillips. I'm going to keep a close eye on Calvin Phillips actually in this game, because a few Liverpool fans have been saying to me, what do you think, could he potentially be a long-term Jordan Henderson replacement in the engine room of the Liverpool midfield? I know Leeds fans won't like hearing that, but it's just a topic of conversation. It's coming home, said Saeed. Mount's going to score the first goal, said Avnish. He's got a feeling Phillips will show his quality again, said Tom Morgan. He looks like a good midfielder. I know Leeds fans, I speak with Joe from All Leeds TV quite a bit on WhatsApp and that. Oh, excuse me, he's not on All Leeds TV anymore. He has his own channel now, sorry. But yeah, he really likes Calvin Phillips, and you can see why. If England could lose this match and still top the group, hard to draw, would be great. Yeah, it is an interesting one, because we have the draw today, obviously. So Croatia sitting on 1 point, the Czech Republic sitting on 4. As things stand in this game, obviously would have been oh, hang on. Oh, I tell you what, Shea Adams should have done better there. First chance of the game, and it falls to the Scots, and Shea Adams sees the shot blocked. Could have done better there. Good build-up play. You know, he found himself with a bit of space in the box. Yeah, it was onside. Lovely bit of work down the right channel. Oh, he's got so much space as well. He really will feel he should have done better. Although, fair play to John Stones being in the right place, but I think Pickford probably would have got there. Scotland starting purposefully, as we would expect. England might have to weather a bit of an early storm here. Ball goes all the way out though for a Scotland throw in inside their own half right hand side. Who's my favourite ever player? Diego Armando Maradona. And then followed by the great Lionel Messi. We need a Robo Trent emoji. Yeah, we do. You're right, Liz. But you only get to have... The more members you get, the more emojis you can have. So, you know, if we up the member count, then probably we can add some more. Free kick here to England, just inside Scotland half. Referee said there was a pull of the shirt. Bernadette, how are you? Lovely to see you in. I hope you're well. Lewis, lovely to see you in as well, my man. And everybody else that's in the chat, really appreciate you coming across. I know how many channels are covering this game, so the fact that you come over to little old me, the Irish man, doing an England-Scotland game, you don't know how much I appreciate that. I was a bit worried about this, because, you know, the Euros watch-alongs have been much, much quieter, as you would expect, because it's a Liverpool channel. But, yeah, I'm just grateful that you came across to watch and spend some time with me, because I thought I might be sitting here on me Sweeney Todd. Craig, prime Suarez or prime Torres? I would be a Suarez person in that conversation, Tom. Both brilliant. But I've never seen anybody live as good as Luis Suarez play for Liverpool. As skillful, I mean. Like, obviously Stevie G was amazing, but yeah, it's got to be Suarez. Am I alright today? I'm good, thank you, Charlie. I'm really tired, mate. I haven't been sleeping much, and I've been doing lots and lots of stuff on YouTube, you know, because just trying to forge a career for myself. So yeah, I'm good, my man. I'm good. I hope you're having a good time. MacPack said, "Hi Craig, I'm new here. You're going to do a great job on That's Football, or you're doing a great job." Sorry, thank you so much, mate. Really, I'm enjoying it. It's nice to mix it up every now and again and do some different stuff. And grateful to the guys for asking me on. I'll be doing a solo watch along of the Spain game on there tomorrow night. Big up from one Irish man to another. Thank you, Nathan. I am familiar with around 10 watch-alongs, but this one is the best. That means a lot to me, mate. It does. Your work on That's Football is excellent. So I was called Tammy. Thank you. You know, I don't want to talk. Let's not talk out of school. Mark said it. They've offered me a regular contribution throughout the season on That's Football. Nothing is confirmed as of yet, and we'll discuss it and see if it works for both parties. But I think they've been impressed enough with what I've done that, you know, they've asked that of me, which is very flattering. Do I support England? I support Ireland. I'm Irish. Rather listen to you than the dull commentary. I tried to attract the interest of RTE, which is the Irish broadcaster, the other day, mate, by tagging them in a tweet and or tagging them in a post and just trying to say, look, I could come on there, shake things up, make it a bit more interesting. But as always, Irish, there's no support basically for this type of industry here in Ireland. None. No recognition, no support, nothing. There's just nothing. So, you know, it's tough. It's been a tough old grind, but, you know, we're getting places bit by bit. Right, free kick to Scotland here, left hand side. Not in a shooting position, but definitely a good position to get across into the box. Thoughts on shampoo? That you don't want me to answer that question and absolutely destroy you, mate. So, you know, I'll give you a chance to apologise before I absolutely verbally assault you. Ball in. I mean, I can go all on here, mate. I've got a microphone, don't forget, and you haven't. So if you want to try and start acting like a smart arse, then, you know, the consequences will be coming your way. But I see Joanne's deleted your chat there, so fuck off back to insignificance, Keen. I'm enjoying watching you and Goldbridge together. I've always known, I said this to Connor from early days of our channel, and he never believed me. I said to him, I guarantee you someday there will come a point where it's the right time and myself and Goldbridge will end up working together. Because I always knew from my own, I knew my personality type obviously, and I knew it would mesh well with him. Baldometer, he's going to kill me if I start doing this on my own channel, mate. So, you know, this isn't on me. But so far, it's leaning to Scotland. Do I prefer doing a watch along on my own or with somebody else? Well, and that's football. I like to do them solo, but let me explain why. If we are to do watch alongs with people, I'd much rather get to a point where it's in a room. You're actually in the room together, because it's easier to read body language and have a bit more fun. But I've enjoyed doing both. But I'm used to doing them solo. That's all I'll say. I like it's you know, I've been doing them solo for three and a bit years. Scotland have it now down to corner flag with Shea Adams. He tries a ball back, but Mount gets it for England. Tries a little flick over, but he was brought down. It'll be a free kick to England deep inside their own half. Adrian Mignolet or Karius? Mignolet. And they're all horrendous though. Why isn't this on Mundo Sporto? Because we tried one stream on Mundo Sporto and it did absolutely awfully. And we are, you know, we do Boyle are sponsoring the Euro Watch Along, so we want to do our best for them. So hence why it's on here. Do I watch the hurling? No, I don't. Come on, Scott, Luke, and later Marcus and Robbo, said Jensk. Thank you for the super chat, mate. You're always very kind. I hope you're keeping well. Here we go. Foden for England. Inside the penalty area. Rolls it back across. Mount. onto his right foot. It takes a deflection and it'll be a corner to England out on that right hand side. Favourite moment as a Liverpool fan? You know, everybody will expect me to say Istanbul, but it was the Barcelona comeback, because I got to share it with people on here. I mean, I was in Istanbul, so I got to share that as well, but there was something special about the Barcelona comeback. There was something really special about that night that'll live with me forever. Can I get a premature Ric Flair woo from the Midwest in the United States? I mean, I'll give you one at one point, mate. I mean, I you know... Oh! England have hit the post! They've hit the post! Free header. I think it might have been John Stones in the box. And it's come back off the post and Scotland live to fight another day. I mean, we'll see the replay in a second. Referee still play on. Scotland put the ball out, but we'll see a replay of this. It was John Stones. He was absolutely unmarked and he should have buried that. He should have buried it. Ball in. Oh, look at that. He's 6 yards out. Free header. He's got to be scoring that. I mean, he'll be disappointed with himself there, John Stones. Beautiful leap. Got there. Made the right connection. It's just straight. Oh, he's unlucky. I mean, he did everything else right. Beautiful leap. Unmarked. Tries to guide it past the keeper, but it comes back off the post. Woo! There you go. There's your Ric Flair. That really has strained the old voice. I probably frightened a few people as well. Let me say, I was sent a beautiful, beautiful video on Twitter of a young man who was... His daddy put on the TV, I think YouTube, and asked somebody wanted to watch, and he said, Cake, and my heart was melting. It was so cute. Raheem Sterling, ball across. Oh! Just wide of the post. Scotland's goal living a charmed life here in the last few minutes. Mr. Pellegrini wants my thoughts on his work at Betis. You're doing a decent job, sir. Sterling with a meg there, and then Foden was coming on, but he just couldn't steer it inside the post. Good little bit of play that by England inside the penalty area. Sterling, little nutmeg pass and Foden onto the end of it, but couldn't steer his shot on target. Calvin Phillips now. England starting to settle into the game more. Reece James into Harry Kane, who's again very deep, but he loses possession and now Scotland have it. Shea Adams now, a bit of space in front of him. He's got a runner. It's not a great pass though from Shea Adams. Too much pace on it. Yes, I think Phillips did get the man of the match in the last game, Hellier, and rightly so. Do you think Ramos will end up in the Premier League? I think there's a very good chance. Maybe the Premier League or Italy. Who am I up for in the Euros? I don't really... I'm not picking a team, mate. I just want to enjoy the football and see how it works out. Although if I had to pick, I'd like to see Wales do well. Thank you for the Ric Flair. Huge fan this year. Oh, thank you, mate. Really appreciate you watching. How do I feel about Grealish and Rice quitting to play for England from Ireland? Do I dislike them for that? Look, part of me would like them, of course, to play for Ireland. Of course I would. They're fantastic players, but you know, do I understand why they did it? Yes. They're playing in a major tournament now. Although, if they're at Ireland, perhaps they would have still been playing in it, although they wouldn't been, you know, maybe looking to win it. So, yeah, it hurts. But they made their decisions and it's their life. So, you know, I don't really carry hate around. What made you become a goalkeeper when you were younger? Weirdly, I wasn't a goalkeeper when I first started out. I was a left winger, and I was only 7 years of age at this point, and we were doing a training drill, and it was one-on-ones with the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper was the manager's son at the time, and he was getting beaten far too easily with stuff, and I knew why, because he was already a small enough guy and he was hunching down, and I said, no, you need to make yourself bigger when you're coming out to close the angles and stuff. And they said, oh well, you have a goal then, and I did, and I was better, and then I ended up in goal, and my first game in goal was a cup final. So yeah, that's how. It was a strange circumstance. Superior commentary, Craig, said Julian. Thank you, dude. But there is a free kick here now. Oh, bit of a tangle there between Tyrone Mings and Dykes, I think it was. But McGinn's got a yellow card. So that's what you want to avoid early doors in a big game like this, is to pick up any early yellows, because then you'll be targeted, and rightly so. I mean, that's the way football is. Someone picks up an early, you run at them a lot because you know they can't afford to miss time a tackle. So ball into the box, cleared away by England. John Stones there puts it out. It'll be a Scottish throw-in. I think McGinn's still rather unhappy about going into the book. Camera pans to Robbo. Sorry, Mick, I was laughing. And thanks for the email, Mick, by the way. Appreciate you sending it to me, fella. I was just really laughing at your comment, mate. I can't read it out because I'll get in trouble. Red Mallorca Ireland said, "Hi Craig, love your channel all the way from Mallorca. Keep up the good work." Thank you. And I think, I think we've spoken in the Discord group, or maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I must be wrong because you wouldn't be a member. So, but yeah, I've been to Mallorca so many times, mate. Loads of times. And I know that there is I'm hoping to get over there. I know there's a bar over there for Liverpool fans, so you never know. You might see me in there someday doing a live watch along or something. Stones carries it out. Most underrated player not in the current team. What do you mean by not in the current team? I don't like. There is no current team. So you mean from the past? Oh, Finnan maybe. I mean, Steve Finnan was amazing. Ball over the top here, looking for Foden. He brings it down. He puts it wide. Was the flag up? I think the flag may have gone up. Yes, it went up in the end. If I could take one player from Chelsea, who would it be? Pulisic. For Liverpool, Pulisic, because I think he'd be exactly what we'd need. I'm not saying he's Chelsea's best player, because obviously you're looking at N'Golo Kante, you'd probably take Kai Havertz, but I just think Christian Pulisic would be a good fit for us. Right, anyway, here's the free kick to Scotland. Foden was flagged as offside. 17.5 minutes gone. So far, still 0-0, but Scotland have seen the ball hit their post from a John Stones header. My ice cream man's back around the estate, blasting out the weekend's tune. Well played, Mr. Ice Cream Man. Best Ice Cream Man song ever. Keen, how are you, mate? Keen McCormick, welcome into the chat. Don't forget, folks, if you are new, please do take a second, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well, and let me know if you have any little bets on the game or anything. Who do you think wins the Ballon d'Or? It is deserved for Lewandowski. Well, he was robbed of it the year before when they cancelled it, Damon, so it's an interesting one this year. Yeah, I can't say I've given it much thought, but I mean, look, Lewandowski did break the goal scoring record for us in the Bundesliga. Look, he's a superstar, Lewandowski. Here we go. Luke Shaw, left hand side, rolls it into Mason Mount. Mount tries to pull it back. It's well defended by Scotland, and the ball goes behind it with Scott McTominay back there. It goes out for an England corner. Why somebody just put? Why are you putting the word Messi into the chat, Cole? I mean, I love Lionel Messi, but I don't get the context of it. Sorry for saying thoughts and shampoo. Didn't mean it. It's okay, Keane. You've apologised. All good, mate. I always have time for anybody who will put their hands up, mate, if they do make a mistake. We all make them, Keane. You know, I've made plenty. So, all good, my man. Forget about it. We move on. Lewis said that they're getting rinsed by Luke Shaw. Oh, is that a free kick, or is the ref saying we're carrying on? I think we're carrying on. The ball's back here with Jordan Pickford. I mean, Foden's quite deep back there, isn't he? He needs to get a bit further up the field. I think he was covering, though, to be fair. Luke Shaw now rolls the ball into Foden. Foden switches to play across right-hand side to Reece James. Back to John Stones, who goes back to Jordan Pickford. Shaw now, left-hand side. Ball up the line. Mount plays it inside. It's a good ball, that, looking for Phil Foden. But Scott McTominay comes and wins the header, and he only gives it straight to Luke Shaw. Sterling now. The referee said he used his hand to control it, so it'll be a free kick to Scotland. Sean said he's got a tenner on Italy to win the Euros at 8-1. Nice. What have we got? Tough gig here, mate. I've got 12 people live, said Lee Chappie. It is, buddy. I always knew it was going to be a tough month or so watch along for the Euros, because, you know, one, Ireland aren't in it. Two, this is a Liverpool channel, and I'm sure at least you've got the nationality thing going for you, Lee. For me, it's yeah. I mean, look, I get to watch football. I'll never complain about it, and I know you aren't either. But yeah, it's tough. There's some big hitters out there doing these, and it's on telly as well. McGinn. Tierney launches it upfield. Oh, surely that's a free kick. Stones climbing on the back. Yeah, free kick to Scotland, left hand side. Yeah, he was a little bit too high there, Stones. He's got a great leap, John Stones, by the way. The leap for the header that he hit the post with, I mean, he really got some airtime in that one. Thoughts on Daka to Liverpool? He's gone to Leicester, Keane. If the deal's all agreed, he'll be a Leicester player soon enough. Unfortunately, so yeah, it's not happening. He's gone to Leicester. Sorry, Jensen, I'll answer your question in 1 sec, mate. There's just, yeah, a bit of headed stuff going on. Strike from distance. Ooh, just dips wide. Right, so Jensen said, Craig, has there been any childhood funny omens that you can tell, or haunted stories? Because I reckon you could do a channel like Goldbridge. Well, if I do take up the offer to do regular stuff on That's Football, I'll probably have to repivot Mundo Sporto, because there's no point in having a similar channel if I'm working on another channel. So the talks with me and Connor are that I might create the Craig Holden channel, as an example, in which case, yes, you will get a lot of those types of stories, and I've got lots of them, trust me. I've had a fairly colourful life, to say the least, and had a lot of friends that are, we had fun, let's just put it that way. Which moment from a rival club pissed me off the most? It's got to be probably Company's goal against Leicester. That worldie that he scored, that was yeah, that was heartbreaking stuff. Watching all the way from Arizona. Love your videos and commentary. Keep up the good work. Thank you, AMPM. Yeah, thank you for being with us. I mean, it's warm here in Ireland, so I can only imagine the temperature over there in Arizona. Andy, nice to see you back in. How are you, dude? I'm not in the Discord group, but there's loads of Liverpool fans out here, so I'd imagine you'd have a good few members from here. We have a few from Mallorca in our group chat, mate, in Discord. And yeah, they're, you know, I might go if the market is there, and by market I mean not money, I mean if people want us to. There's no problem with myself and Connor flying over to Mallorca to visit a Liverpool supporters club, do a live podcast or something. I mean, that's what we want to do when the world starts opening up. Love from India, Avnish. You know I love the audience from India, mate. Some really, really lovely Reds that we've managed to interact with from India. What does Mundo mean, or is it just a random name? I think it means like world, I think, but it is a random name. I mean, we don't have it because of any meaning, but I think it's a hybrid of languages or something. I think it loosely translated, I think, could mean like sport world, world sport, something like that. I'm here rather than That's Football. You've won me over. Oh, Johan, that makes me very happy, mate. Because I have to admit, I've done hundreds and hundreds of watch-alongs, but I was very, very nervous because the Anfield Agenda audience, it's my audience. It's mine and Connor's. It's our audience. Like it's our friends. So going over to That's Football, you know, you see a lot of where's Goldbridge, and rightly so, because that's his audience. But I'm glad to hear, mate, that you think I'm doing well enough to come across. It means a lot. Appreciate it. You're really underrated, said Learn Science. Hopefully, I am. Look, it's a weird one for me, mate, because I never think of myself as having any discernible talent. But in the last few months, I've thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I can make a living from this. Maybe I can come off disability allowance at some point and try and push and give my family a better future. So I'm nearly at the point now where I'm going to make contact with the social welfare department and pitch my idea to them to try and say, look, I think I can make a business from this, and there are some supports in place, and I hope I hope to access those supports and try and transition across, because it's a huge risk, but you know, if it keeps growing and things keep going the way they are, and I keep getting kind feedback like that, you know, who knows? Who knows? Who do I think deserves the Ballon d'Or? It's a very tough one, Keane. I mean, there was a good shout for Lewandowski earlier on, and there's a foul there, by the way, on Phil Foden by Tierney. There's a good shout for Lewandowski, but very, very difficult one, because usually it will go to a Champions League winner, and you know, you look at the Chelsea team, and while there's so many good players in there, I mean, I'd like to see Kante get it. Let's say that. If Kante got it, I'd be happy as well, because who doesn't love them a bit of N'Golo Kante? He's just such a lovely fella. We love you, Craig. We know you can do it. My missus has always had belief in me, but it's me that's always lacked the belief, because as I still say, I don't know why people watch. I appreciate it, I love it, it means a lot to me, but I don't know why. Ball into the box, Pickford comes and claims it. Why are you not on with Mark, mate? Best combination of people. We both have obligations to sponsors to do these games on our channels, the England games. So I have to do the England games on Anfield Agenda. And look, I'm happy to. Jeez, I made that sound like it was a bad thing. That's not my intention. Plus, he likes being on his own, because he says he can get rather cranky watching England games. Being about 113 degrees Fahrenheit in Arizona, 45 Celsius. Wow. God, mate. You know, 17, 18 degrees here, and we're all getting the shorts on and getting the barbecue out. So, wow. Well, you are in the desert, I suppose, aren't you? Do I know when sub-only chat is coming? They're rolling it out across different accounts bit by bit. As you can imagine, it will be a fairly big rollout, and it isn't an option on our channel as of yet. But as soon as it is, it'll be put on straight away. Do you think Liverpool will win the Premier League next season? It's going to be extremely hard, and you know, it's tough to make any goal kick here to England, by the way. It's tough to make any guesses until we know what business has been done, but I certainly think we'll be a lot closer than we were this year. I'm still scratching my head wondering how we finished third. I mean, how we managed to get up to third, I mean. Don't forget to tailor your business around your disability and your family to stay healthy. Good luck with everything. Thank you, Bernadette. And look, there is a scheme in place with the social welfare in Ireland and I haven't taken away from Anfield Agenda. I've been very honest about this from day one. When it got to a point where there was enough money to start maybe paying one of us, I made Kane, unlucky. I said to Connor, you take the wage, because you know he was coming out of college and stuff. So I've never had income from what I do, but it's at a point now where I might be able to do it, and I have to give credit to them, there is a scheme in place, if you get approved, that you can get help and stuff to adjust across, Bernadette. That's one thing I will say. I don't give credit on a lot of stuff, but the government do have a good thing in place there, good support systems. Very boring match, but at least Craig is keeping us entertained. You love to see it, Tom. Well done. Also, with your sponsors being rivals, that's another reason. Yeah, there is that as well, Daniel. Yeah. Look, I'm happy to welcome, by the way, we've got Manscaped who are going to be coming on board from August onwards as the sponsors of our Late Night Agenda show. You know, I've done a few little bits and pieces with Manscaped, but nothing too drastic. But they're going to be sponsoring all of our new shows up until the end of December minimum, and that's at air. We're the ones who said we only want to go to December with anybody, so that's going to be great. We've got One Football who'll be doing some of our watch along as well next season. So yeah, everything's moving in the right direction, and I'm walking on a cloud. I'm very happy. Ball to the far post here for Scotland. Strike! Oh, I tell you what, Jordan Pickford did well. That was a good, well-controlled strike there from O'Donnell, and the keeper touched it around the post. I tell you what, Pickford did well. Credit where it's due there. It was a beautiful strike. He watched it all the way, did the right thing, hit it down into the ground with the greasy surface with the rain on it. And Jordan Pickford does very well to get down and get a strong hand on it. And then the follow-up header from Scotland goes behind. But yeah, again, good save Pickford, and another decent chance for Scotland. Love your Manscaped ads. Thank you. They said to us, Josh, look, we're not we're not an overly sensitive company. Feel free to, have a bit of fun with it. And I think we did that. And I'm very proud of it. It's probably one of the things I'm most proud of that we've done, myself and Connor. Connor edited it up magnificently, as he always does. And yeah, it's I like it. I think it's very, very fun. Any transfer news? Not really, Daniel, unfortunately, mate. No. I mean, other than the stuff I spoke about last night, nothing new. Should Jota start over Firmino next season? I'm somebody that never really likes to answer those questions, because I think each starting 11 will depend on who we're playing, home or away, what competition it's in, how many minutes the other players have had. So, the honest answer is there's so many games there that they'll all get rotated and get a chance. Kane now here for England. Was he caught a little bit late? I mean, the referee seems to be allowing players to go on here. Scotland in possession. England have it back with Luke Shaw. He goes in a little burst down the left hand side. Nobody open from him, so he gives it to Mason Mount. Mount gets caught in possession, but it comes back to Luke Shaw. Oh, where's Jack? You sound disappointed that I'm here, Ali. Cheers, mate. Again, Jack is probably watching the game, I imagine, somewhere. Jack will be on soon enough, don't worry. Even as a Chelsea fan, I try and tune into this channel when you talk about Liverpool. That's much appreciated. Like, to hear stuff like that, mate, it does mean a lot. It really does. I heard Liverpool signed the 17-year-old striker. Any news? Unless it's the young guy from Africa that we spoke about before, mate, that's rumoured to be, if he does sign, will be going to Sporting Lisbon. And we do have Muzialowski as well, don't forget, the young Polish guy who's done very well. Cade Gordon coming through as well, of course. We spoke about him a little bit earlier. Came from That's Football, said Learn Science. Appreciate you showing the love, mate. Really, really do. As I said to the guys earlier on, you may be seeing me on there a bit more throughout the season and not just throughout the Euros. We're kind of talking at the minute to see if there's a way that we can make it work for everybody. Liverpool's Berardi links coming from Gazzetta dello Sport. Are they reliable? I think so. I won't claim to have in-depth knowledge, but there's certainly a name I remember seeing a lot, and I think it's one of the... Is Gazzetta dello Sport the pink sports paper that's in Italy? If so, then I would say yes. But, we may have somebody in the chat far more knowledgeable than me on this. Where is Mark? Goldbridge? He's doing a watch along on That's Football, the England game, mate. What's the most likely next signing for Liverpool? I don't want to say, because I honestly don't know. If you're talking midfielder, then it won't be till after the Euros, because Neuhaus is there with Germany and he looks the most likely. Oh, ball over the top to Sterling. He just can't control it though, and it goes behind for a Scotland goal kick. 33 minutes gone here. Still England 0, Scotland 0. Both sides having had chances. John Stone struck the post with a good header from a corner for England, and Scotland had a shot well saved as well by Jordan Pickford. And earlier on in the game, Shay Adams had a good opportunity, but his shot was blocked. Why did Liverpool sign Minamino? Because he did really well against us, but he's somebody we've been monitoring for a while. And look, it's important to remember as well, at 7.25 million, it was worth a gamble. But it doesn't look like it's worked out as of yet. So yeah, sometimes there's a ball over the top looking for Kane, but it's into the channel and Tierney will get there ahead of him. Do I think Phil Foden is a future Ballon d'Or winner? I mean, it's impossible to predict that for anybody. But do I think he'll go on to be a future superstar? Yes, definitely. He's got all the tools in his locker. And look, he was learning off one of the best to ever do it in his position there, wasn't he? In David Silva at Manchester City. Sabitzer is a good option, cheap and reliable. Yeah, he is looking to engineer a move out of Leipzig by the looks of it. It's cheap and reliable what we need though. I mean, that kind of makes me a little bit depressed when we have to have that type of talk about cheap and reliable, especially when we've won as much as we have recently and the revenues have been growing and stuff like that. Yeah, it's tough. Sinister, that's how I'm guessing I'm supposed to pronounce it. I'm a new subscriber, Craig from That's Football. Love the channel, great chat. Thank you, dude, and welcome. Lovely to have you with us. Anyone that has come across from That's Football to join us, lovely to have you here. Usually when Liverpool are playing, our numbers are way higher, obviously, but this being an England game and everybody doing them, it's a quieter chat. But I like the quiet chats because we get to know each other a bit more, and that's why I love doing this, is the interaction. Breaking, Craig talks with That's Football over £50 million deal. Yeah, I certainly wish it was a £50 million deal, mate. But what I will say is, whenever I do talk about anything like that, money's the last thing I think about. It's more about how I can improve the thing and how I can work well with people. The money part I don't give a shite about. Like, I'm in this, as I've always said, for experiences and vibes, and I mean that sincerely. You know, the likes of getting media passes to some games for Ireland or things like that, they're the things for me that are the payoff for this, and getting to meet new people. Right, what else have we got? I think we'll struggle if we don't get a striker, said Darren. I think we will, mate. Now, I think I don't know if you were watching, Darren, but we touched the other night on Daniel Malin is believed to be the one that Borussia Dortmund wants to replace Haaland if he leaves, but Liverpool have also been linked with him and Isaac from Sociedad, who of course played for Sweden today as well. And you know, I do agree with you, mate, I do, but we'll have to wait and see. You know, I don't lie to you, so I won't come on and, you know, try and get clicks by saying, oh well, this person is going to sign. The only reason I have ever done it with Kante was I knew 100%, had rock solid information that was happening. Do you get excited when Liverpool is signing a 16-year-old talent for £4 million? They look amazing and ripping up in the young leagues. Yes, because that's the ideal scenario, isn't it? You bring in somebody like, let's say, Raheem Sterling, who Liverpool brought in quite young from, I think it was QPR, if my memory's right. And, you know, you go on to see him develop and become what he has. You see Jones coming through the academy, you see Stevie G. And they're the stories that we all love. One, it's extremely clever business. Two, you give credit to the coaches that help guide them through. But you also just want the young lads to succeed, because they all have dreams and ambitions of wanting to go and become a professional footballer and play at Anfield and stuff. So yeah, definitely. Does everybody in Ireland like Conor McGregor? No, I'd say it's certainly split, Johan. You know, some people don't like his antics, some people love his antics. 7 minutes to go till half time. Scotland corner here. A lot of them inside the 6-yard box, in and around Pickford. Referees doing the usual referee nonsense here of doing the I'm going to go over and warn you all about it. And all that ever happens in these situations is either nothing or he'll give a free out. McTominay or Curtis Jones. I do think McTominay does a decent job on what he does. Here comes Pickford with the punch. Clears it, but I think Curtis Jones could be something very special. Foden plays it into the channel looking for Sterling, but again, Tierney did well to cover there and plays the ball back to his keeper. Do I watch the UFC? I'm a fair weather fan for the UFC. I watch the big cards. Boxing, I'm far more knowledgeable around boxing than I am UFC. Craig, will we replace Genie instead of Alisson and they remain Liverpool's number one? No chance he leaves, he's untouchable. What? Oh, Craig will replace Genie instead of Alisson. Yeah, there's no way I could replace Genie. I mean, 35 seconds of running and I'd be needing oxygen. Do I watch the NBA? No, I don't. I started watching NFL last year and really did enjoy it, so I'll be following the next season of NFL as well, but no, not basketball. What do I think of the links to Isaac? It seems credible enough because it's the right profile of player that we'd be looking at. Right age bracket. The price point of, I think, his buyout clause at Sociedad is €70 million. That's where I think, I don't see us paying €70 million for a young, relatively unproven forward, although one with obviously tremendous talents and attributes. Do I watch the MLS? Yeah, I do, mate. And I've enjoyed watching the MLS grow and the standard become better over the years as well. And I've attended a game in the MLS as well, which, you know, I probably don't want to talk about, but Yeah, I want to go. There's a few stadiums I want to go and visit. I'm fascinated by stadiums, by the way. It's one of my little geeky things. And I want to go visit the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. I want to visit the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Atlanta, which looks amazing. So I wouldn't mind going to an Atlanta game in the MLS Arena. Or not in the MLS Arena, the Mercedes-Benz Arena, sorry. Who'll win, AJ or Usyk? AJ. Usyk is, an extremely amazing boxer, but he is a cruiserweight. I know he fought a heavyweight in the Olympics, but I just don't see him being able to hurt Joshua, and I think Joshua will eventually just walk him down. What big European stadiums have I been to? I've been to the Nou Camp. I've been to obviously all the ones in Ireland. I've been to what other ones have I been to? The Ataturk in Istanbul, obviously. Not too many others. I've never been to Wembley, surprisingly enough. I've been to Spurs Stadium and blown away by how brilliant it was. We went to I was doing some work for La Liga TV when they were launching. I was over for the launch party thing in London, and we had a spare night, so we went to watch Spurs FA Cup replay against Middlesbrough, and the stadium was amazing. Oh, Calvin Phillips cleared away by Scotland. 3 minutes to go towards half time here, plus additional time, ladies and gents. Wilder or Fury? Fury. Although, look, can you please stop spamming, mate? I mean, your username is absolutely disgusting. For that alone, you're getting banned. Yeah, you've hit him. Well played, Kate. Thank you. Kate's always in there playing the Fabinho role in Anfield agenda. In there mopping up all the danger, making sure it doesn't get through to the keeper. Well played. Who's my favourite boxer? Active or retired? I've got loads. I don't think I have one favourite boxer. I love watching. Depends, I love watching fights around 140, 147. I love middleweight, super middleweights. Then I love, of course, the heavyweight division being back to how it is. But sometimes I love the lower weight fights as well, where the lads, haven't got the power, so they let their hands go a lot more. So yeah, the boxing scene's great at the minute. The politics is the thing that lets it down. Scotland now on the attack down the left hand side. Ball back inside. McGinn spreads it across to the right. Spurs have an amazing stadium, but are a crap team. Defo. I'm a member and in the Discord group and can't leave. I'm not a member and in the Discord group and can't leave any ideas. I can remove you, John, if you want to. I mean, I don't mean that in a threatening way, mate. I mean, you've asked me to, so if you want, just let me know your username in that Discord group and I can remove you from the group, mate, no problem. And I appreciate your honesty, by the way. Craig, you did a great job keeping everybody going. Thank you. Appreciate it. Lockdown was tough for everybody, and I include myself in that. And the channel is what kept me going. Obviously my family as well, but just having that hour or two at night time to be able to come on and chat with people really helped. When's VVD back? Hopefully at the start of the season, Joe. I mean, you'll get the pre-season with Kloppo and the lads, obviously. He's there supporting the Dutch national team at the minute, which I think is a great idea to have him in and around the camp. I know it's your job to stream the match, but if you had a chance, it's not my job. Let's clear that up. But if you had a chance, hang on, short corner. I'll get back to it in 1 second, dude. Ball, it's over here. McGinn, the far post, heads it back down, and Calvin Phillips clears. If you had a chance to watch a huge Liverpool game like a Champions League final or any other final, would I consider watching it live in the stadium? It's a question that I've asked myself a few times as well, and I've been to 2 Champions League finals, so I'm fortunate enough to have done that. But I've never been to Wembley, so if Liverpool were to get to an FA Cup final or something, I have to say I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. It would be a difficult decision, because in one hand I feel like it's a slap in the face. It's half time here, by the way, so let me just stop the clock. I feel it's a slap in the face to our subscribers if I was to do it, but on the other hand I know that Jack would do a very good job doing the watch along for me if I was. I'm sure I'll go to a game or two this season, and Jack will have to cover for me. But a big final like that, I don't know. It's a tough call. Will I go on the undercard of Paddy Murphy? I don't go on the under of anybody, mate. I am the A side of anything, you know, apart from the Goldberg stuff. But the undercard of Paddy Murphy, I don't even know what that means. Undercard. If I'm on anything, mate, I'm the A side. I'm the fucking headliner. You know, I'm the guy. But I mean, I don't know what that's about though, to be fair. So, Craig, and that's football. You said you were watching the Copa America. Yeah. Which channel are you watching it on? You're in Ireland, Daniel. So I don't know if you have a Sky box, mate. But on Sky, if you're in the UK, it's easy. You just go on the BBC or BBC Red button. But we don't have the actual red button in Ireland. But you can tune in the BBC Red button channel. If you have a Sky box, Daniel, I don't know if you do or not. If you just go on and just Google Sky Ireland code for BBC Red button, there is a code that gives you the frequency and all that, and you can manually tune it in. So they're the only ones that are showing it. And one thing I will say is, I don't know who's doing the commentary for them. He's doing it solo, but he's remarkably knowledgeable on the players and the teams. I'm really enjoying his commentary, especially doing it solo. Don't expect VVD to be the same straight away. Oh, I don't. I mean, it'll take him time, definitely. It is a horrible injury, alright. Does anyone know if the English stadiums will be full of limited fans? For the start of the season, Tom, the hope is that they'll be full. What do I think of the game? It needs a goal, but to be fair, you know, both sides have had good opportunities. Well, one in particular for England where Stones hit the post. I'm intrigued to see if Scotland will drop off a bit or if they can continue to keep up the level of energy that they have. But, you know, a draw wouldn't be the end of the world for either team. Not that they'll go and play for it, but Scotland would then go in knowing that if they can beat Croatia, they'd be into the last 16. Do I think Mbappe will get his contract is expire next season? Do I think we'll get Mbappe? Well, the owners or the president of Paris Saint-Germain seems very convinced that Mbappe won't be going anywhere. He said he won't be leaving on a free and he won't be sold. So that sounds a bit like, you know, you're staying, mate. But we'll have to wait and see. Very poor the game, said Sean. Hi from Miami Beach. Can't find no live coverage. What's the score? It's scoreless, Susan. 0-0. England hit the post with a header from John Stones, and Scotland had a very good volley saved by Jordan Pickford. He made a good save down to his right. Do I believe that Elliot will be big someday? Oh yes, absolutely. And the fact, I think he's a real Liverpool fan as well, so he will, not that other players don't do everything to succeed, but yeah, I think he'll do really well. For the right money, would you fight on a streamer's boxing event against Mark or another streamer? Well, look, firstly, I'm about 3 or 4 weight divisions minimum above Mark, and he's my friend. But I'm 40 this year, so you know my days of that type of stuff. There's probably 1 or 2 people I would get in a ring with but it would be purely because I really dislike them. But other than that, you know, I'm getting too old for that crap, mate. And but I have to admit, deep down, there is 1 or 2 people that I would do against. Do you still do the late night agenda? If so, is it on LFC or Euro? Oh, it's absolutely on LFC, mate. I do it every night, and during the Euros we've been doing it at 10. Now I won't be doing it tonight because I've done 2 watch-alongs back to back today. 1 on here, 1 on That's Football. But yeah, every night, mate. Normally it's 8:30, but during the Euros it's usually been 10 o'clock. Thanks for this commentary on the game. Never need to thank me, buddy. Thank you for being here, James. Look, ladies and gents, please do hit the subscribe button. Drop a like on the video. We hit 110,000, which is amazing, but we'd like to add another 0 someday to the end of this and get that beautiful gold button. It's a long way away, but you gotta dream big. You gotta dream big. Get in the ring, you Balski. Age is just a number. I did say I'd get in, mate, but it would have to be one of the 2 people who I really dislike. Craig versus Jake Paul. Nah, look, in all honesty, he'd most likely kill me because, you know, he's been training solidly as a boxer for a couple of years now with very, very high level coaches. So, yeah, as much as I dislike Jake Paul, you know, I'm a realist. Stuart Downing. I don't know what that's about. Stuart Downing question mark. I don't know what the question is. Came from Goldbridge channel. Thank you, Cameron. Lovely to see you in the chat, mate. I hope you're well. I appreciate showing the support, mate. It means a lot. Caleb said Ballbridge. How are you, buddy? That's not an insult, by the way, if anyone does see that, any of our mods. It's just kind of my nickname that's grown from doing the stuff with Mark on That's Football. And I don't mind it, to be honest. It's a bit of fun. I had to do one of my GCSEs earlier for maths, and I got an A star or an A. Superstar, mate. Well played. Congratulations. That is amazing. You should be very proud of yourself. I'm also from Mallorca. My friends watch your channel and definitely come out here to do a meet and greet. Look, if Eric, Anfield Agenda, or contact at AnfieldAgenda.com. If the owner of the bar or the manager of the bar or whatever wants to get in contact and try and arrange that, we'll do it. And I'm not just shitting you. We'll go. We'll do it. No problem. No problem, mate. Be our pleasure. Right, what else have we got? Craig, do you think we should be looking to bring in a few players from midfield? Oxlade, Chamberlain, Hendo, Naby are fairly prone to injuries. Genie's gone and Milner sadly hasn't got the legs anymore. I think we will bring in a midfielder, but I want Jude Bellingham long term, so I've been keeping an eye on Calvin Phillips here, thinking maybe in a year or so, or maybe a bit further, if Hendo does, start to lose his legs, as you said, could Calvin Phillips or somebody like that be a kind of replacement? But yes, petition to rename That's Football to Mark and Goldbridge. No, it's Goldbridge and the Go. I've said this, Goldbridge and the Go. That should be the name of it. Although he won't change the name of the channel. Why would he? They put all the branding into it. What's the ball meter saying on the next goal? Well, the first goal, I suppose. I'm sticking with Scotland, I think. I just have a feeling Scotland will score today. Have I been to Lisdoonvarna? I have not, no. I went to the Matchmaking Festival, loved the show. Wow, nice one, Freddie. Oh, Lisdoonvarna. Lisdoonvarna. I do know the song, mate, but yeah, well played. Did you get yourself a partner at the matchmaking event? If I met Craig, it would be my wallpaper forever. If you ever do see me out and about, by the way, come up and say hi. I got a message one day from somebody who said, I seen you and your family at the Hulk roller coaster in Universal Studios in Florida, and I didn't want to come up and say hi. Come up and say hi. You'll always get a warm reception from me, a hello and a handshake and a thank you for watching. Again, yeah, it was a weird scenario in the airport on our last holiday, which I think it was 2019 October. I think we went over to Tenerife, and in the airport I went into Boots in Dublin Airport I think I was getting a meal deal or some Diet Coke or something, and I came back out and my missus said to me, the people behind were like, that's your man off YouTube, isn't it? I think it was the first time maybe that had ever happened with them, because it was weird. Plus, I never think of the people that are watching being real people, if that makes any sense. So you do this, you see numbers in the chat, you see comments, but you don't click and join the dots. So here's a funny story. So my one of our neighbours, her daughter was in one of the local beer gardens recently, and she overheard people saying, that Craig guy from Anfield Agenda, he's supposed to live in Gorey. Does anybody know where he's from? Has anybody seen him or met him in the town? And she was sitting there sniggering, obviously, because she knows me. She knows, I've known her since I've moved in here. And fair play to her. She didn't say anything, but it is interesting because I never think about anything like that. Craig, I hope you take the gig with Mark on That's Football. You've brought new life to the channel, as good as Mark is. Thank you. I mean, that means a lot, mate. And look, we'll talk about it and see if it works for both parties. How did Stones not score that, said Caleb. You did almost everything right, mate, didn't he? He got up really well. I mean, where the marking was from Scotland has to be, if you're Scottish, you got to be asking that. But, he got up well, connected well, and yeah, he tried to be maybe too perfect with it. Eve said, "Hi bro, it's Eve from Jamaica. Massive fan of your channel. Keep up the good work. It's enjoyable. 5 stars." Thank you, mate. And every time I'm lucky enough to have somebody in the chat from Jamaica, all I can think about is how jealous I am that I'm not in Jamaica, because on my honeymoon we went there once as as one of the ports of call on our cruise that we were on, and I've always wanted to go back. Ryan VP said, "Hope you're doing well, Sir Craig. Big shout out from Barbados." Look, they're all trolling me now. The whole Caribbean is on flexing where they're from when I'm sitting here in little old Ireland. But yeah, hello Ryan, and thank you. Craig, please remove me from the Discord group. It's unfair seeing stuff early when I go. John, we've had this discussion already, mate. I'm in the middle of a watch along right now. I can do it. What's your name? Comment in the Discord group now, John. Say, "Hi Craig, it's me," and I'll remove you, if that's okay. Again, appreciate your honesty though, mate. I really do. So just comment in there now if you can, and I have it open here in front of me. Hey Craig, says Anuj, love your content. Thank you, buddy. Much love. Appreciate you being here. Come to New Ross. That's where Connor is basic. Connor lives really close to New Ross. The guy, the brains of our channel. Yeah, he lives in that neck of the woods. He doesn't live in New Ross, but he's close to it. If I was Southgate, who would I bring on? Grealish. Obviously, Jack Grealish. I'm still baffled as to why he's not starting. Eve's a hardcore Liverpool fan. Nice, mate. I mean, yeah, I had great fun when we got off the cruise ship in Jamaica. The first thing we did is we just jumped in a taxi and said, "Look, just you know what the sites are, what the best places to be. Bring us around." And obviously we got talking about John Barnes, naturally, as you would, being a Liverpool fan, and so much fun. Just lovely people. Did I ever travel to Greece? Yeah, and I worked there for a summer as a DJ as well. So I went to Greece when I finished my Leaving Cert on a holiday, and went to Crete, and then, funnily enough, ended up getting a gig as a DJ a few years later back in Crete, working in an Irish bar. Hawaii's in the house now. Now you're just taking the piss, you horrible mean people. Craig, you said when you get to 100k you bring your wife on the channel. Love your channel. I'm still trying, mate. She's much more shy than me. Yeah, but we'll tease her on someday, even if it's a pre-recorded thing. And it's not me, mate. I'd bring her on in a second. She's just a bit more camera shy. You live in Screen. I used to live in Davidstown near Enniscorthy, mate, as well. So yeah, been all around Wexford. Am I an apple guy or a pear guy? If you a good pear, I'd say pear. If you give me a proper ripe pear, I'd say pear. You live in Screen, just down the road from me. Nice one. Always nice to know people are in and out. If you ever see me in Tesco or Ratton, Keane, come and say hi. Hey Craig, love your content. Liverpool to the world. How are you, Leroy? Nice to see you in. Do I watch hurling? No, I don't, mate. I don't watch much GAA, to be fair. I'd watch some of the All-Ireland stuff, but not much, to be honest. Have I ever come to India? No, I haven't had the pleasure yet, dude, but someday I hope to. I love travelling. As much as it's difficult for me with the anxiety, I do love travelling, so hopefully someday. Still haven't seen the guy in the Discord group, by the way, who asked me to remove him. Nice hoodie, thank you. I got this in Orlando. I'm fairly sure I bought it in the Adidas outlet in Orlando. You're from Greece, Coco, Mike. Nice one. I love Greece. I love everywhere I go. I love sun. So anywhere it's sunny, you have me. Once it's sunny, I'm going to love your country. Yeah, good work on That's Football. Thank you. Thank you, Pratik. Really appreciate it. I'm very nervous, of course, on there. New channel, not my channel, not my audience. So yeah, just you hope that you're received well on there, and I think hopefully I'm starting to win a few people around. Thank you for those that have popped over, by the way. Are you doing an after show tonight? No, Sarah, no, I'm knackered. God, this is 5 hours nearly straight through today, and I have another game on That's Football to do on my own tomorrow. So I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to watch the Copa America and just chill out tonight. Did I go to Disney Orlando? My kids aren't really Disney fans, although we did go to the We usually go over there around Halloween time. Second half's about to get underway, and we did bring them to the Mickey's Halloween thing in Disneyland. We went to Disneyland Paris with the kids, which was good. But yeah, it's more Universal Studios that they want to go to when we go to Orlando. Right, we're underway for the second half. Tyrone Mings launches the ball down right hand side, and it goes all the way out for a throw into Scotland. It's 1:30 a.m. right now. And thank you for staying up and being with us, mate. Really appreciate it. What's my combined 11 of England and France? Honestly, I haven't got the mental awareness right now to go through that. But I'm going to be doing more stuff in the next few days, a few little videos, so it could be an interesting idea. Scotland to win, said Matthew. I'd rather your watch along than the match. Wow, that's very, very kind of you, mate. Shaw, ball over the top, looking for Mount. Again, Scotland defend it well. Second ball drops to Raheem Sterling out on the left hand side. Up against O'Donnell. He goes back to Shaw, who gives it again back to Raheem Sterling. Nice ball through to Luke Shaw. Shaw plays a ball across. Again, it's well defended. This time it's Kieran Tierney who puts it behind for an England corner. Jack Grealish should come on. I agree. Craig, you're an absolute workhorse. You deserve to chill. Thank you, buddy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sleeping too well lately, so my eyes are stinging from lack of sleep as well. Do you remember what year you worked in Greece? I finished school in 2009, so 18. I finished school. Did I finish school in 2007 or 2009? I feel it would have been around 2010. I want to say around 2010. 6 a.m. here, ready for the England 3-1 victory, said Angry Angus. What Copa America games are on today? I think Argentina are playing, if I have that right. Let me just check for you. Yeah, Argentina, Uruguay at 1 a.m. I think there's a 10 o'clock game as well. Yeah, Chile, Bolivia is on at 10 o'clock. Craig, do I have a pic of your hair? Yep, I do. 1 second. I mean, I can show you a younger picture of me with hair, but 1 sec. A younger, more handsome, more toned Craig. One thing about this lockdown that's really hurt me is the weight I've put back on, because I spent so long losing it, and I lost 7 stone. Oh, strike! Well saved. Strike by Mount, well saved by the Scottish keeper. And I'm really, really, really hating myself because I've put the weight on again, and it's really hurting me. Can't even look in the mirror anymore, and I'm not even joking. I'm still trying to find this pic of me with some Gruige. Corner to come here for England now anyway. I will find the picture. 1 second. We'll get the corner out of the way first though. In comes the delivery. It's flicked on by Foden, but it goes behind for a goal kick. Where is this? I mean, I can show you some funny pictures of me with ridiculous hair when I was making my bowler haircuts. Like, look, this one's embarrassing as fuck. Look at that, huh? Look at the state of that haircut that my mother wouldn't let me put gel in my hair. It was a cool undercut. When my ma let me put gel in it, it looked really good, but for my confirmation, she wouldn't let me. Here's a picture of me with hair. So it did exist once upon a time. The Swansea away kit is fire. I don't think it gets talked about enough. I haven't seen it, mate, but I will. Let me have a Google of it. Swansea away kit for this season. That's gone, right? Let me just check. I love a kit, me. So 1 second. Swansea away kit 2021. Oh, I don't like that at all, mate. It's the greeny kind of one. I don't like that at all. What TV shows did I watch as a lad? Only Fools and Horses, Minder, Count Duckula, Zig and Zag, Dempsey's Den, Bosco. Yeah, loads of them. You look better without hair. Thank you. My wife thinks the same, hence why I have no hair. No, it's white. Is it white? The one I just looked up. It's green. Hang on. Let me just have a look again. The one with this one. Is that the one you're talking about? If that's it, then it's me. It's fairly dull, to be honest. Mings mopping up there for England, clearing the danger. Knight Rider, yeah, sorry, Knight Rider, A-Wolf, Knight Rider, fucking, what was the Wolf one? A-Team, Knight Rider, and Airwolf, wasn't it? Yes, watch them as well. Do a game video or something, Goldbergs. I don't play games, mate. I'm not a gamer at all, but I am. Mundo Sporto or other channel could be repurposed into my channel if I take up the role and that's football, which will involve me doing loads of other different stuff. I have a lot of stuff I like to rant about as well. Craig, I'm watching you and Mark at the same time because I can't miss any of the show. I appreciate the support, dude, I really do. What do I think of the new Premier League ball? It looks good. It looks good, but the price of footballs these days, by the way, is ridiculous. I was telling this story before. So I was in the Adidas store, the outlet store in Orlando last time I was over, and I seen the Champions League football, and I thought, well, that's a nice football. I don't usually buy footballs, but sure, why not? And I went up and asked. It was like $140 or $150 for a football. Madness. Bosco on the magic door. Knock, knock, open wide. See what's on the other side. Knock, knock. Once more, come on through the magic door. Something like that, if my memory's right. Am I a gambler? Yes, I am. Much to my wife's annoyance. But yes, I am, mate. I am. And look, I'm not urging anyone to gamble or not gamble. It's your own preferences, but you just asked me a straight question. So, yes. What do I think of England's game pace? I mean, they're certainly pushing more. I mean, the baldometer will be switching over to England now at this point because they're starting to really get control of the game now. You still think if they bring Grealish off the bench here last half hour or so, I think he'd impact this game massively. Sorry, Craig, just search Swansea kit, away kit's the one with pink on it. Yep, no worries. One sec. Swansea away kit. Yeah, I did say that to you the first, and it was kind of greeny with pink on it. It's interesting, certainly more interesting than the white one. I wouldn't be able to pull it off though, let's put it that way. Dustin, Zigzag and Saki, yeah. Yeah, score rain! Yeah, Kev, score rain! Yeah, Saki, go rain! I won a moped actually on a show called Too Fat. I know the irony, but it was spelt with a PH. I won a moped on that, Kevin. I'm sure you remember that show. The rum rum beep beep. Talk to you soon, Kate. Right, Calvin Phillips in possession for England. 8 minutes into the second half. It's still scoreless at Wembley. Tyrone Mings now. Across left hand side to Luke Shaw. Be interesting to see what both managers do from the bench. Do I play five-a-side football? No. Too unfit at the minute, mate. Excuse me. Although I did receive a message yesterday from the guys at HRTC Sport asking would I come over and play in goal for them in a game. I think that... Oh, hiccups. I think they said it was against... who did they say it was against? I can't remember what other channel. It was some big other channel that they said it was against. So I might do that. And I think there's another game maybe in the works for July that I've been invited over to take part in. Who was it against? Oh, that's going to annoy me now. Whoever it is has the same colour logo as That's Football. Football Daily, that's it. Yes, it was Football Daily. Yeah, so I messaged them. I messaged Michael Ramsey, aka the Irish guy, about that last night. And yeah, he's going to come back to me with more details when it gets closer. So yeah, we'll see if that happens. When did I become a Liverpool fan? In 1989, wasn't it? When, oh, hang on. Oh, I should have hit the target with that. It was Reece James from the edge of the box. Just couldn't keep the shot down. It was the time we lost 2-0 to Arsenal when they won the First Division title at Anfield with the late goal. That was actually the game that made me a Liverpool fan. I don't know why. But, well, I do know why. It was because I was mesmerised by the atmosphere and the cop, and, you know, the thing that most people fall in love with Liverpool before. I didn't have... My dad wasn't a Liverpool fan. I've got no brothers and sisters, so there was no family influence towards Liverpool. It was just my choice. You played against Gorey Rangers last week and we lost 5-2. There you go, Keane. Sorry to hear you lost, mate, but go on, Gorey. Ali said the Euros have been disappointing so far. I suppose, yeah, it's tough though, isn't it? Like, there's two trains of thought over the new way that they're doing the knockout phase. It could lead to potentially more boring group games, as teams know that maybe a win and a draw will get them through. So there's that side of it. I feel like it'll really catch fire when we get to the last 16. Do a betting channel. Somebody asked me to actually do a tips thing. I wouldn't do a YouTube channel on it, but you know, I might do a Twitter account or something. I don't mean to blow my own horn here, or toot my own trumpet, but it's paid for the family holidays. You know, when I'm on disability, of course. Oh, he's taking too much out of it, Shay Adams again. Another half chance, and Shay Adams just takes too much out of it, and Foden carries it away now for England, who moves it into the left channel. Space now. Harry Kane drives at the Scotland defence. It'll be brought back for a free kick. Maybe a Twitter account or something. Yeah, as I said, when you're on disability allowance and stuff, obviously, like, we don't drink and we don't smoke, so that makes it easier to save up a few quid, and we save all year round for our holidays. But the old few bets I've been lucky with them. Did I learn any Greek words? No, I didn't, mate. I won't lie to you. I didn't see much sunlight either. It was a lot of nights, and a lot of late nights, early mornings. Would I ever do a Q&A? I don't think I'm relevant enough to do a Q&A, mate. So I'm not somebody that thinks, oh, I'll do a Q&A because people want to hear what I have to say. I just think I'm just a normal dude. If you ever come to Mallorca just a holiday, I highly recommend going to an RCD Mallorca. I've wanted to, the last couple of times I've been over as an adult, and I've wanted to go to one, but I just didn't, and I should have, you're right, and I will. If I come back over and we do that thing, and if a bar gets in contact and they want us to come over for a live gig or a podcast or something, definitely go to a game. Who's your top performer so far? Country-wise, I've been most impressed with Italy. I think Italy have looked a very cohesive unit that certainly know their roles. I think Barea has been very good for them. Obviously, Locatelli scored a couple of big goals. You know, Belgium, when they turned on the class, when De Bruyne came on, you see the different side of them. Have I ever been to Portugal? Yeah, I've been to the Algarve twice. We went to Praia do Val, which is it's near Praia de Rocha. It's a bit quieter, a couple of miles away down the road. You did a vid a while back though. Which vid? I'm confused. Sorry, Joanne. I don't remember what the conversation was. Oh, a Q&A thing. Yeah, Connor did a thing where they send in their assumptions about me, Joanne. I think that was the one, wasn't it? And I answered if they were true or not. Ball into the box. Oh, it's headed away. It's back with Reece James. We're nearly heading to the hour mark here. It's still scoreless. Kane now cuts inside. Kane, shots blocked, well defended by Scotland. You just can't get out though. England are closing them down. As I say that, the Robbo goes in a bit of a jaunt down the left hand side for Scotland. Plays the ball in, and England have it back. Did I think Turkey were going to perform this badly? No, I didn't. Yeah, I was expecting a bit more from them. Why is England playing Mourinho ball? You do know who they have as manager, mate. I've said this time and time again. Gareth Southgate's defensive attitude is what's going to cost England. When you have the talent at the disposal, I mean, yeah, it's play with a holding DM, play with one, but I mean, you've got Grealish being on the bench is a joke as far as I'm concerned. He has to be playing. Like, you've got an abundance of attacking riches there. Sancho as well. No, of course he could be saving these lads up for the latter stages of the tournament, because it's a, you know, it's not a sprint. It's a long race. Here he goes. He's getting ready now to come on, Grealish. I'd rather watch you and Mark than England. Nice one. Appreciate it. Predictions for Liverpool next season. Very hard to predict, Archie, because because we don't know what squad we're going to be working with fully yet. But I think we'll be a lot closer to the top of the table than we were this season. And hopefully we pick up a trophy. Sterling has it now, left hand side for England, inside the penalty area. He was waiting for support, gives it out to Foden. Good challenge on him by Robbo. Andy Robertson carries it away now for Scotland. Scotland have a man down though. He's back up on his feet now. Robbo, he needs some support. He gives it out to Shea Adams. There's just not enough bodies forward here for Scotland now to do anything with it. I don't know what the referee's doing there. He's just pointing forwards like he's playing advantage or something. I don't know what he's on about. Anyway, Robbo. Ball back inside. It's going to be intriguing to see if anybody can find a breakthrough in the game. McGinn now spins away. Gives the ball out right hand side. Ball into the box. Oh, I tell you what, that was great defending by Tyrone Mings. Because the Scottish number 9 was waiting for that. If he didn't get a touch on this, Tyrone. And he has a glance over his shoulder as well. Very, very good defender from the Aston Villa man. Another corner here to Scotland. Tierney coming across. Is it Tierney or Robbo that's taking it? I think it's Robbo actually that's taking it, sorry. There's a weird camera angle, I couldn't quite see who it was. Last season would I have taken Nathan Ake? No, I wouldn't. I don't like short-term thinking. But look, I do think Ake's a decent defender, but he has a mistake in him as well. Oh, cleared off the line. Oh my days, how did Scotland not score? It was Reece James back doing great defensive work on the line. Keeper was beaten. Scotland think they're 1-0 up, but Reece James clears it off the line with a great defensive header. Scotland have really knocked on the door here on a couple of occasions. And Jordan Pickford has his right back to thank for that one. Would I cheat on my wife with Margot Robbie? No, I wouldn't cheat on my wife with anybody, for anybody. My wife's my best mate, and my wife is my hero. She's been with me and helped me survive through things that I probably wouldn't have been able to do on my own. So no, never. Do you watch 4-4 Toons? I do, and I hope that someday, you know, my bald head makes an appearance. Here we go. Here's the substitution. It's Foden that's coming off to be replaced by Jack Grealish. Will Canade VVD become the next Rio and Vidic? Well, it could potentially be, yeah. I mean, I'm very excited about what the future holds with Canade at Liverpool alongside Big Virgin. Like, let's not sleep on Joe Gomez either. If Gomez can stay fit, he'll definitely be, you know, hopefully they'll all push each other on to a new level. If Van Dijk has a new level. I mean, he's already at the elite level, isn't he? Right, another corner here to Scotland. England's top performer. I'd say in this game, nobody's really stood out for me. Like Phillips had another solid game in midfield. Mings has had a good game at the back. I've not really had a standout performer for England today, in all honesty. Yeah, one thing, as Liverpool 1708 said, corner in, Pickford comes and gets a punch on it. One thing that I am is loyal. That's one thing that's one thing I'll give myself credit on that one. I keep a small circle, but it's a tremendously tight group. What do I think of Wales so far? Really impressed with the commitment, the effort, the desire the other day to get that 2-0 win, which, you know, all but sees them into the knockout stage. So I hope they go far, because, you know, it's great to see them play with the passion that they do. The shot that Reece James cleared was going wide. It looked to me like it was just about to curl in, Tom. It looked like there was a bit of curl on that. But either way, it was good work from Reece James. John Stones now in possession. Gives it to Declan Rice. See, this is what I don't understand. So we took off Foden and brings Grealish on. Fair enough. But why not take off Rice or Phillips and go more attacking again? That's what I would have. If I was an England fan, that's what I would have wanted to see. To take off one of the midfielders and bring on somebody with a bit more of an attack mind, rather than taking off one highly talented player for another highly talented player, from an attacking perspective, I mean. Here is Grealish now, left hand side. First bit of action for him, wins a corner for England. Favourite club in the Championship? Forest, because my wife's a Forest fan. As a Welsh fan, thanks for the words. No worries, mate. I mean, yeah, you can see it shining through, the passion and the pride that they have in that, wearing the Welsh shirt. Most heartbreaking Champions League final loss for Liverpool: Real Madrid, AC Milan. At the time, Real Madrid, because Kloppo hadn't won a final, and you know that. But you know, we had in Athens, we'd already won in 2005, and funnily enough, I thought we actually probably deserved to win 2007 more than 2005. I thought we were the better team on that day, whereas in 2005 we rode our luck all kinds of ways. But yeah, I'd say the Real Madrid one, because I really wanted it for Klopp, for Salah, for the lads, for the run that we put through, the way we played. But them being the mentality monsters that they are, they put it all together and they went back and they won it the next year, and that's what makes them the special group. Jensen said, I'm sorry, but Sterling isn't the man for the job. Yeah, he's going through a lack of confidence and form at the minute, mate. There's no doubt about that. You know, he did score in the last game, but other than that, he seems to be a player whose confidence has dipped. So yeah, I would agree. Probably might have made more sense to take him off and stick with Foden, but it'll be interesting to see if Sancho gets a nod. Ball in, free kick, goes over everybody's head. Tyrone Mings recycles it at the far post though, still in possession. Mings goes back to Calvin Phillips, inside to Jack Grealish. Grealish now goes back outside to Raheem Sterling in the right channel. Sterling to Phillips. Phillips, little dink into the box. Bit of a heavy touch from Tyrone Mings allows Scotland to clear it. We are into the last quarter of the game now, ladies and gentlemen. It's still England 0, Scotland 0 at Wembley. Harry Kane's performances in the Euros don't make him worth 100. Why is he so deep? Here's a ball over the top now for Kane though. Let's see if he can do something with this. Cushions it off towards Grealish again, and nothing comes of it. Yeah, he's they're not making the best use of Harry Kane. They're not giving him the service. Again, I'm going to talk about the manager, because, you know, we all know Gary got him. We all know that Harry Kane can put the ball in the back of the net, but he's having to come deeper to try and get involved in the play. And maybe that's because there's no space in behind, I don't know, but you get the ball into wide areas, flash it across the 6-yard box, usually he's going to be there to tap it in. Michael said, hi Craig, love the channel, thank you. And those that are with us for the first time, please do hit the subscribe button and drop a like on the video. I really appreciate you giving up some of your evening to be here. It is a quiet one, but you know, it is an England game and I am an Irishman, and it is a Liverpool channel, so no problems with that. But I really appreciate you being here with us. Robbo now on the gallop for Scotland. Scotland slow it down a little bit. I mean, Steve Clark yet to make a change, if my memory's right, so far for Scotland. McTominay now. Scotland have the ball inside their own half, left hand side. Robbo, he goes back. Tierney. Who do I want to win? I don't really care too much, to be honest with you, mate. I suppose if you're always going for the underdogs, which I like to do, then why not Scotland? But I'm too fussed. I'm extremely jealous, if anything, that you know, Ireland of course aren't involved in the tournament. McGinn now out to Robbo, left hand side to Tierney, back inside. Gilmore to Robbo. He's a tidy little footballer, Billy Gilmore, isn't he? I do like the look of him. Do I think Sancho to United will happen? Yes, I do, Tom. I'd be absolutely astonished if it doesn't happen this summer. Scotland try a ball down the left-hand channel, but it goes behind harmlessly for a goal kick to England. Steve Clark finally now, I think, turns and looks to his bench. I think you're going to lose that 4-goal bet. It was only a tenner, David. It was just to keep it interesting throughout the tournament, really. So yeah, I think you're right. I think I will lose it, but it was only a tenner and it was 14-1. So sure, no win. You know, no harm, no foul, as they say. What do I think of the Scouse accent? I can't really say I've ever given much consideration to accents in general. I'm glad we have Gilmore at Chelsea. He's Scottish. Well, obviously I know that, mate. He's playing for Scotland. But I do know he played very well against us as well during the season. He's definitely has a fine career ahead of him, Billy Gilmore. I didn't mean that to sound sarky, by the way. Who's been the best player? I don't think anyone has really stood out. Me. That was my wife there shouting, me! She's all brave, but she won't come in front of a camera. She's all brave screaming in from outside, but you know, she broke her promise to everyone. Promised she'd come on when we got to 100k, she did. Promised. Sterling's offside. David said, I'm in the same boat. None of my bets have come in so far. Oh, I've won a few quid, David. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I had 100 quid on a penalty to be scored in the Netherlands game. And Memphis Depay didn't let me down. How's Jota doing for Portugal? Not great so far, but you know, they're only one game in, aren't they? Or have they played two? I can't remember. No, they're playing tomorrow against Germany, which is going to be a very interesting game. I'll be on the 8 o'clock game on That's Football tomorrow, by the way. I'll be doing the Spanish game. I'll be doing it solo as well, so come over and show me some support and keep the chat going. Grealish now, he's brought down. Free kick to England deep inside their own half. 18 minutes to go. Rashford about to come on for England. I tell you what, the tiredness is really starting to creep up on me now. My eyes are... Do you know when you're really tired and you close your eyes and they sting? That's how I feel right now. Kane switches to play across right hand side to Reece James. He brings it down, cushions it well. All kinds of runners, but goes back then to Declan Rice, to Shaw, Grealish. Ball into the box to Sterling, back to Grealish. Shaw, Mount, looks for Luke Shaw again. Luke Shaw, outside of the foot. Oh, you can see what he was trying to do, but couldn't pick out the far corner, and it goes harmlessly behind for a Scotland goal kick. Drink some iced water. I don't like ice, Bernadette. I do have a bottle of water here, as always. But, yeah, I don't like ice. Unless it's with pineapple juice. Yeah, you could see what he was trying to do there, but he never made the connection right. And Harry Kane's coming off. Oh, big call this. Kane coming off to be replaced by Rashford. Obviously looking for that pace in behind here. It's not been a great Euros for Harry Kane, as somebody pointed out earlier on. Is somebody going to come in and lash 150 million down for him? Coffee. Yes, I have had coffee today, Joanne. I'll be only one because my wife, you know, she doesn't love me anymore. What can I say? Only had one coffee today. It's far too late now to be drinking more coffee. Even though in Craig world, 9:30 your time is about 2 lunchtime my time. Can I make a video of the setup? I can show you a picture of it right now, mate. It's not that elaborate. I'm in my living room. I live in a little, you know, 3-bed council house, so there's not much spare space. But I have a photo on my phone here somewhere of it. At least, oh yeah, there it is. Obviously the green screen you can't see because it's green, so it's behind my chair. But that's my setup. It's on our Instagram as well if you want to check out our Instagram at Anfield Agenda. Oh, ball goes behind there. Harmlessly for a goal kick to England. Does Kane look angry coming off? No, not really. What water do I like? Volvic. Although when I'm in America, I drink Voss. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah, Volvic when I'm at home in Ireland. Filled with volcanicity, don't you know? Lampard for England manager? I'd say no. And I don't think he'd want it either, to be honest with you. I think he'll want the day-to-day hustle and bustle of club management. I said it before, I'll say it again. For me, Arsene Wenger will be a great show for the English national team with that attacking talent. Billy Gilmore's coming off here for Scotland to be replaced by Stuart Armstrong. Take a stretch. No, I don't need stretches. I'm not Goldbridge. I'll sit through an entire stream without stretching. I do have my beautiful big throne here, which is far more comfortable than the chair that I use for the That's Football streams. Just a normal computer chair. This bad boy is it's quite comfortable. Yeah, Kate, I was only talking about Graham Souness earlier on. He has he got a new set of Nashers because he's looking very, very well indeed. Nice new haircut, sharp suit, looking very well, looking very healthy. Good to see. Liked and subscribed already, said Jensen. Top man, thank you. What about Gerrard as a national manager? He wouldn't want the job. He's getting groomed surely for the Liverpool job down the line. Plus, Scout's not English. I know he played for England, but you know, I have to say it, don't I? I said Mings would silence the doubters, and he's doing that. Super solid. He's been very solid, Tom. He's had a very good display for England, Tyrone Mings. Certainly somebody who I have to say that I undervalued, not just for England, but in general, until the last season or so, when I've really woken up to quite how good he is. Scotland pressing here again. They move the ball out left-hand side. Robbo whips in a cross. It's flicked on. Far post, Shay Adams again. Am I the only one who doesn't rate Shay Adams, by the way? Because every time he gets a chance, he seems to make a mess of it. Bellingham loves Gerrard. Oh, I know. And Agent Hendo's been putting the groundwork in there with Hey Jude as well. Thank you, Capo Can, for the Anfield Agenda Crew 100. You love to see it. Wasn't it Birmingham Shay Adams was at before he went to Southampton? Thoughts on former players who played for rival clubs in the Premier League? I mean, there's so many, it's hard to know where to start. But, I mean, players are just transient employees of football clubs. So, at the end of... Oh! Sterling goes down looking for a cheeky little pen. Our ref's having none of it. Sterling's convinced that he was clipped. We'll see a replay, I'm sure. Hang on, let's have a look. There was connection, that's all I'm saying. I think if this goes to VAR, I think this could be a penalty, you know. Not saying I agree or disagree, but looks like it's going to be a goal kick. Yeah. Yep, goal kick, not even being looked at, obviously. So definitely no penalty there. There was contact, but you know who instigated it. And look, they've checked it and they've obviously deemed that no penalty. So still scoreless. I mean, there's the major talking point now of the entire game. That's what's going to be gone over 500,000 times and all the post-match stuff. Scotland pushing forward now. Robbo left hand side. Early cross in, takes a deflection, but the deflection puts it into the arms of Jordan Pickford. Pickford throws it out left hand side to Luke Shaw. I mean, I'm amazed that the ref wasn't asked to have a look at that, if I'm being honest with you. VAR obviously did look at it. They look at all these type of incidents and clearly deemed that there wasn't enough to deem as something the ref needs to look at. That's all I can think. Rashford now in that right channel. Couple of Scottish defenders there. What the hell just fell? Something just fell from my ceiling onto my table. Looking around see if there's any fucking leaks. David said England have no chance of winning this Euros. They have been dog shy. Overly cautious again for me, David, with the way they set up. I said it going into the tournament and I'll repeat it. Southgate is far too cautious as a manager. You know, especially after... Oh, here we go, Rashford. Oh, good defending. Good defending. You know, England got the... You can understand maybe against Croatia, getting the 3 points on the board, getting a bit of revenge for the World Cup semi-final, but after that, let the shackles off. Let the lads go and do what they can do with the talent they have, but shot from distance by Tierney, takes a deflection, goes behind for another Scotland corner. Mark's not enjoying it. I would imagine so. It's been a bit of a listless display, alright, from England. Can't really think it, other than Stones hitting the post, I can't really think of too much that they've created to trouble Scotland with. Armstrong gives the signal, cross comes in, Tyrone Mings there again to clear it. Another good defensive header from Tyrone Mings. The Aston Villa man had a very good game. Grealish goes back to Pickford. Pickford launches it long upfield. We're inside the final 8 minutes of normal time at Wembley. It's still scoreless. Phillips switches to play across. Shaw heads it down to Declan Rice. Rice ball out right hand side. Reece James. Back to Rice. I wonder, was it a fitness thing with Kane maybe, or why he took him off? Was he saving his legs for later in the tournament? Did he think that he just wasn't impacting the game enough? Referee plays an advantage here. Scotland a bit of space left side. Good work by Armstrong. Then he cuts back in, slows it all down. Here comes Robbo. Choo choo! McGinn across to Tierney. I mean, a draw wouldn't be the end of the world for Scotland, but they'd have to go all out and need the 3 points then against Croatia. Again, good switch by Scotland from right to left. Armstrong has it, leaves it. Does he give it to Robbo? He does. Robbo back inside. Patient hits by Scotland. They're moving the ball across the pitch, looking for an opportunity to break the line. It's an awful ball. Grealish gets back, mops it up, gives it to Tyrone Mings, who launches it clear. Rashford just waiting for the ball to bounce there all day and did nothing with it. Allowed the defender to come in and take it. Robbo. Back to Tierney. Scotland go back to the keeper. Who's man of the match? I think Mings is a good shout, Tom. I mean, he's done everything that's been asked of him and marshalled the English defence very well. I certainly know attacking players that deserve it. Oh, that's a free. How did the ref tell him to get up? I hate this ref's a dope. Eventually he gets given, but initially the referee told him to get up there. The linesman flagged though. Thank God the linesman isn't blind. There, you can see the little kick on the foot. Another change coming for Scotland now. Shay Adams coming off to be replaced by Kevin Nisbet. Robbo was playing basically left side of midfield, left wing back if you want to call it that. How many players would you... I don't know what the question is, mate. Would I take? Or I'm sorry, I don't know what the question is. United extra. 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes to go in normal time, plus whatever is added on for stoppages. That's a delivery to nobody, and Jordan Pickford comes out and claims it. Mings. 4 minutes of normal time left, folks. Calvin Phillips spreads the ball across to Declan Rice. Rice inside to Raheem Sterling. Damon said, disgraceful performances by England. I'd want my money back. Again, that's what happens when you give a yes man the manager's job. I mean, I see Gary Neville saying how brilliant Gareth Southgate is, but I'm sorry, I'm not having it. Gary Neville obviously knows his football, you know, having played at a high level, part owner of Salford City, very knowledgeable lad around the game, but I just don't buy how he looks at Gareth Southgate and thinks, yep, this is the guy. Someone said I don't like Portuguese refs, they're some of the worst. Can't say I've watched much refereeing in the Portuguese league, to be honest, mate. I've seen this referee before, alright, in the Champions League. Cleared by Scotland. It'll be a throw into England now, right hand side. We're inside the final 3 minutes. Someone said we would have done better with Big Sam in charge. Interestingly enough, David, I genuinely do think, because what you want when you've got a national team is you want the manager to inspire passion in those players, and I actually think Allardyce would have done a decent job with England had he not been you know, talking to sheikhs or whatever it was with envelopes. But yeah, genuinely I do think that Mike Bassett, England manager, the real life version, would have done quite well with England. I also don't understand why they never gave Harry Redknapp the job. I think Harry Redknapp, instead of Roy Hodgson at that time, would have been a great manager for England. It's a different type of managerial style you need managing the national team. He didn't get sacked, Bernadette, because of what he did, Sam Allardyce. He got sacked because he was caught in an undercover scam by a newspaper, I think it was, that had him taking a brown envelope at one point. The video's still there somewhere, I think. He didn't get sacked because of the performances. He had one game, actually, I think, maybe two. Actually, no, one, didn't he? He won game and he won it, if my memory's right. He said tactically, Luke, that he was brilliant. Neville said tactically Southgate was brilliant. I mean, how he says that after being knocked out before, I don't know. I don't see the brilliance of Southgate's tactical nous, to be honest. Anybody can play. I could manage this group of England players and get a performance out of them. I'm sure most normal human beings could. Some good footballers there, but it's overly cautious for me. One game, yeah. I think Eddie Howe will come in if Southgate's sacked. It would be a good choice. You'd certainly have a more attacking. Actually, it might be too much the other way. Sometimes Eddie Howe's teams forget to defend. I used to always enjoy when we played Bournemouth because I knew it was going to be an end-to-end game. What do I think of Arteta as a manager? Not much, to be honest with you. I really don't. I know we learnt under Guardiola, but so far in his career, and it is a young managerial career, so, you know, it's very harsh for me to be writing him off. I can't listen to him though. He's too nasally. I can't listen to his voice. What if this ends 0-0? Then it's a point each, Joanne. And England on 4 points, Scotland on 1 point, Czech Republic on 4 points, Croatia on 1 point. So it'll make for an interesting last set of games. Right, we're in additional time. What's the board going to say? England have won it back high up the pitch. They work it out right hand side to Reece James. Pulls the ball back across. What's going on here? Oh, Scotland eventually boot it away. Referee gives a free out though in the end. 2 minutes. See, this is what pisses me off. 2 minutes of additional time. How many substitutions have we had? Supposed to be 30 seconds of substitution, is it not? They just make the rules up. This is what I hate about additional time. It's never right. So it looks like we're heading for a stalemate here, folks. McTominay did well not to handle that, in fairness. Scotland launch it long. Is there one last chance in the game? It's gone straight out of play. It'll be an England throw in. Is Pep overhyped without Messi? I think he overthinks the big games at times, but look, he's won a lot of stuff. But he hasn't won the Champions League without Messi, and that will continue to be labelled at him until, you know, he does it. And, you know, they certainly, you know, bottled it. Not bottled it, that's tough. Yeah, fuck them. Bottled it in the Champions League final against Chelsea. Grealish now. Look at everybody saying, I'm not touching this lad, because I know if I even brush off him, he's going down. Scotland clear the lines. Referee blows up. It ends. Some of the Scotland players celebrating. It ends at Wembley. England 0, Scotland 0. And look, I'll leave it to you guys to sum it up for yourselves. It means if Scotland can get themselves a win against Croatia, in all likelihood they'll find a way into the last 16. But in the big grudge match, England couldn't get the better of Scotland, nor Scotland the better of England, and it finishes 0-0. Yeah, and it was a fairly forgettable game of football, let's be honest about it. Look, ladies and gentlemen, again, it was a pleasure being with you guys today. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video. Thank you to Boyle Sports. Thank you to you guys for watching. You'll catch me tomorrow. I'm taking the day off on Anfield Agenda tomorrow because it was supposed to be my day off anyway. And you'll catch me on That's Football tomorrow for the 8 o'clock game. I'm doing a watch along in the Spanish one. So I'll see you over there. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the support. Have a lovely Saturday. And yeah, I usually say up the Reds, but fuck